Which of the following best describes the right-hand behavior of the function, and it gives you a function. Now, what's interesting is this function has an x squared in the denominator. And this is a different graph than our quadratic function, which is a polynomial function. This is a rational function. So, let's use some reasoning behind this thing. If I want to know the end behavior of this function, then I would ask myself, as x gets bigger, let's say, as x gets bigger, and I put a 1 in here, then it's 3 over 1, the value is 3. But if I put a 2 in here, then it becomes 3 over 4. As I put a 3 in here, then it becomes 3 over 9, which is 1/3. As the denominator grows, bigger and bigger and bigger, what is this function value approaching? Well, I'm hoping you're saying 0, because the fraction is getting actually smaller as the denominator gets bigger. So on the right end, it is approaching 0. What would happen, however, if I am looking at the left end? Left end means I'm looking at negative values. Well, it doesn't matter, because if I square -2, I still get 3/4. If I square -3, I still get 1/3. If I square, let's say, 3, I get 3/9, which is 1/3. I just did that. If I square 4, I get 3/16. -4, I get 3/16, excuse me. And the answers, the results, are still positive, and they're still getting closer to 0. So, the right-hand behavior of this graph would be, as I said before, 0. Now, let's look at a table of values that I used. I took this and I actually did some input values. I wrote this down so I could see a pattern. Okay, so you see some of the numbers I actually worked with. And then, when I sketched it out, I sketched some of the values from my table. I saw that I have a graph which had infinite discontinuity because it's undefined when x is 0, because you can't have 0 in the denominator. So that made sense. And the values got smaller and smaller and smaller on both sides, but they only asked me about the right-hand behavior, so I'm going a little above what I needed to do to answer this question. And our answer is that the limit as you move to the right end of the graph for the function that I was given, function f, is 0. The graph is targeting or approaching the value of 0 on the right end, but as a matter of fact, it's true for the left end as well.